Something's about to go down, which you're probably not going to expect. So see those tanks there? We're going to run over all of these supercars in those tanks. Let's go. Today's map. We drive pretty quick, but also I would never drive like this by myself. But I also am very respectful, I think.
Anybody on?
Of other cars. Some people go a little bit crazy.
Here.
But you can let me know.
Just watch going in. Roll out, roll out.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Let the GTR go first. He looks like a police officer.
On the map, but it's all good. When you're with 50 cars, you never get lost. So pretty much everyone that I'm aware of in this group is some entrepreneur in some way, shape, or form. But what's interesting is you put testosterone-driven men behind fast cars, and there's like this, I fall into this as well. Where it's like you want to be at the front of the pack all the time, you know, it's like this competitive type of thing. Oh, you guys are crazy. Jesus.
After Cadillac, it's clear. Clear after Cadillac.
I think that's just how I'm wired. I like being in front. I like moving quickly. I mean, one of our core values is speed is king for a reason. I think progress, and the faster the progress, the better. So I think that's probably part of it. I've noticed this with a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, we're always looking for those moments of like being in the zone. So those moments of focus. Because I think myself, a lot of entrepreneurs are very creative, very like all over the place sometimes. So any endeavor that, for me at least, helps focus my brain. So there's no distractions. You're in the zone. You're in the moment. And I think driving fast is like that for me. Like, I don't enjoy driving slow. If you're on the track driving 250, 300, you have to be focused, and I like that feeling. Hey there, how's it going? Thank you. Yeah, it's nice.
The irony was, were you in the group when the turtle crossed the road?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
The irony of it.
I know,
all.
it's like
$30 million in cars and then stopped by a turtle.
That's right. So we are here with some supercars and some tanks. Something's about to go down, which you're probably not going to expect. So see those tanks there? We're going to run over all of these supercars in those tanks. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Anyways, we're here at we just had a nice little rally. We finished up here. It's a beautiful day. It's nice to see some cool cars. This is something that I do, not with the tanks, but just, you know, with our supercars a couple times throughout the summer with the McLarens. And obviously there's, you know, everything, McLarens, Porsches, Lambos here. Cool thing is this is Oshawa Airport, and I actually got my pilot's license right here. I didn't even know we were coming here. And I'm like, this is so cool that it's all happening in like the same spot. So yeah, I'll show you the car. We'll do a little tour and see how everything's going. As you guys probably know, this is mine. So this is the 720S Memphis Red. The license plate, people ask me, what is that all about? And it's really simple. It says vibrate high. Our other McLaren has Healthpreneur on the license plate. So I thought for this one, let's do vibrate high, which means like just keep your vibration high, keep your energy high, because that's where amazing things happen in life. I think it really speaks to the type of vibe that I want to put out. And I think for successful people who get this, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? Keep your energy high, keep your vibration high. But it was that or vibrator. And we decided to go with this because, for obvious reasons. So that's That's the 720, but I'll show you inside just in case you're wondering what it looks like inside. We got the interior, which is very simple, which I like about the McLaren. The McLaren, like maybe we'll have a look at a Ferrari after. No offense to Ferrari drivers. Phil, you know what I'm talking about? There's no bells and whistles. It's just, we're here to drive. There's no 20 buttons on the steering wheel, but this thing drives like nothing else. So if you love driving like I do, it's the McLaren. But it does eat gas, like it kills gas, but it's worth it. So where do you put stuff in this car? So we put it in the trunk, also known as the front trunk. And there we go. I take this to the grocery store. I go grocery shopping with this. It's my daily driver, as is my other one. I have the BMW M5, which is in storage during the summer. I drive that during the winter. Okay, so here's the engine. The one right behind us here is the same car, and you can see here the difference. So he's got this guy up, the rear wing, rear spoiler. Again, when that thing is elevated, it generates a lot more downforce. It's really good for taking turns. And what's cool is that like mid-drive, like you can play with this. You can turn it down, you can put it up. When you're braking hard at speed, this whole thing will come up like this as an air brake. It's so cool. So that's what it looks like when it's elevated. This is what it looks like when it's more aerodynamic. The engine also glows red. So when I turn the car on, this turns red, and it's actually nice to roast marshmallows and stuff on there if you want to. Maybe, I haven't actually tried. So yeah, there it is. But this thing is the fastest road car on the planet.
Oh shit.
It's just so much fun to drive. Like, it's just so exhilarating. If you're ever in my neck of the woods, you want to spin, let me know, we'll go.
So I pleaded with them, like, can you find me another date?
Yeah.
And they found me like,
So the way I look at business, or really anything that I do, is I want to be the best at what I do. And I think I want to do things in my life and create experiences that are exceptional. And so the company I run, Healthpreneur, we're not perfect, but we always are looking to constantly get better and creating something that very few other people are able to do. And I think a lot of my life reflects that. So the cars that I own, like, I don't want them to just be run-of-the-mill, everyday type of cars. I want them to be exceptional, because I think it speaks to who I am, how I want to be seen in the world. And listen, like, by no means does this make me happy. I've been happy to begin with for a long time, because it's not about the car or the whatever getting you to a place of happiness. It's like the license plate. You have to be happy, and then this stuff happens, right? You have to be at a vibration that is one of fulfillment and passion and loving what you do and loving life. And then these things are just like the trophies. So I want the cars, the things that I do in life to reflect my standards, how I see myself showing up in the world, and obviously the type of stuff that I want to create for others too. Like, it's just like, if you see yourself as the best in what you do, for me at least, the stuff in my life wants to reflect that. But it's also, how I look at my business. I don't want to create a business that's the same as everyone else. Like, I fundamentally believe Healthpreneur is the best business to help health professionals grow their businesses, and we have no competition, right? That's just my mindset. When I was a kid, I always wanted a Ferrari, and then realistically, as I got a little bit older, I wanted a BMW M3. That was my first car. I actually had it on a vision board. My mom's like, hey, what's that? I'm like, it's the car I want. And this is when I'm like in my mid-20s. She's like, have you taken it for a test spin? I was like, no, I haven't. So she's like, why don't we go to the dealership? And I was like, good idea. Went to the dealership. The exact car that I had on my vision board was sitting in the lot. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the power of visualization, et cetera, just kind of started to unfold. And then a number of years later, as I, had a bit more success in business, I actually did a rally with a friend of mine. So it was 6 hours, 6 different supercars. And we drove the R8 in front of us. We drove a Ferrari, I don't know which one it was. And we finished the day on a McLaren 570S. And we got in the car and drove it. And right away we were like, oh my God, this car is unlike anything we've ever driven. And so right away I told him, I'm buying this car. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm gonna buy this car. And that shift of first and foremost being in the driver's seat, recognizing man, this actually feels like I could drive this car. This is this sense of ownership. was huge. So for the next year and a half, I set an intention of the exact color I wanted, the spec, everything. And one morning, I decided to just randomly check the internet for like McLaren 570S for sale Toronto. And the exact car that I had on my vision board. So it was a Storm Gray 570S with the exact specs I was looking for was right there for sale. I called the owner right away and I couldn't believe, like, I went upstairs, I told my wife Amy, I was like, Amy, our car's ready for us. Like literally it's waiting for us. And so that's kind of how that happened. And I went to the owner's house a couple days later. We made it all happen. It was amazing. But it all started by really putting myself in that situation and feeling like it was mine, as opposed to wishing someday maybe. Like I literally felt that this car was mine even before I saw it. And there's been many things in my life where I created that same level of belief, and then it ended up just appearing in my life. So that's, it's been a huge part of my journey of like setting these big goals and then just kind of feeling as if they're already here. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's only just starting. So much more to experience in life. So yesterday I was driving 259 kilometers per hour. I don't know what that is in miles, maybe 190, 200, who knows. I want to share a very important lesson I learned from that experience and what it has to do with your business.